Welcome to the Bitchin' Siblings Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of This or That, or in this case, Would You Rather? It's just Jenny and Amy this week.
I swear she just said Jizz and Amy, but...
No, I said Jenny.
I thought you said just Jizz and Amy. Or Amy.
Oh,
and I was
wow.
like, wow. I mean...
Sure.
Okay, Amy.
All right. Would you rather never laugh again or never use your smartphone again?
Never use my smartphone again.
Yeah, same here. For anyone out there, laughing is a great core workout. That's why kids don't have a belly, because they're always fucking laughing.
Well, and I just feel like, what's the point of having like a smartphone that allows you access to all these things if you can't laugh?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just have to laugh at the stupidity of shit. So like, I'd rather always be able to laugh at, I don't need a smartphone to see stupid shit.
This is true. Absolutely. I see it on my computer all the time.
Mm-hmm. I just see it in real life.
Well, that's true too. All right. Never be gossiped about or never talked about.
Never be gossiped about.
Okay.
Because talking about somebody doesn't mean that they're saying, gossip usually means it's either untrue or it's got some truth to it, but it's been, you know what I mean? Gossip is to me malicious. Talking about you can be positive.
Well, yeah. And you could be saying, oh, this person did this project.
Yeah. But I'd rather not be gossiped about because I've been gossiped about. And it's like, good God. And then when you finally hear what some of these people are saying, you're like, what the hell? Like, where did that even come from? And I don't like the feeling that it gives you when you know you're being talked about or gossiped about. But I don't like that feeling, but I also don't like hearing what some people do eventually end up getting back, what doesn't end up getting back to you and just being like flabbergasted and like almost funny, but almost like, Jesus Christ, I wish I would have had an opportunity to correct that. But you can't so I'd rather just, because you can talk about somebody, it can just be all positive. I'd rather talk.
That's fair. Or same here, by the way. So forget who you were or forget who everyone else was.
Forget who I am.
What's your reasoning? Because that's also my answer, by the way.
Because I feel like I don't necessarily need to know who I am to be able to feel the love and connection with other people towards me, to know that they're important to me. Like, I don't necessarily need to know who I am to know that other people are important. You know what I mean? Like, I would never. Yeah.
So my reasoning is because all my friends and family, all the people that I love, they can tell me who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
On top of the fact that they can make me better than I remember myself being. So, you know.
That's what I mean, though. Like, what I say, like, I feel like I can still feel the love and connection. I can be reminded on a daily basis from the people in my life who I am, where I come from, what I do, who I love, those family connections. That is something that you can still feel it. You may not necessarily remember it, but you can still feel it and know that it exists. And, you know.
Yeah. All right. Face your fears or forget you have them.
Forget I have them.
I agree. Like, I feel like that's kind of dumb because I feel like, why would you want to face them if you could forget that they ever existed? So,
because I understand the concept of if you face it, then you no longer fear it.
Not necessarily.
Well, no, but that's what most people's thoughts are, is that once you face your fears and you get over it, you know what I mean? I think that's the mentality people would use for that argument.
Sure. But no, absolutely not.
I agree. I'd rather just not know I ever had them.
Exactly. Be a sandcastle or be a wave?
A wave.
What's your reasoning?
Because a wave never goes away. It's always part of the sea, so it's always traveling, it's always moving, it's always seeing new things and experiencing new things, whereas a sandcastle only exists until the water washes it away.
Well, there's that definitely. But if you had ever watched The Good Place, you'd know
Oh, yeah.
the best quote in the world. A wave comes onto the beach and goes back out, and what the ocean does with it is anyone's guess. Or something along those lines. I love that. I love that.
Interesting.
I love that.
That's a different way to look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, I mean,
Have a really nice car or have a huge wardrobe.
a really nice car.
And what's your reason?
Because I would rather be comfortable in leggings and a t-shirt and sweatshirt, and I don't need a really big wardrobe to feel comfy. I mean, I just need a normal basic amount of clothes.
Same. On top of the fact that styles are constantly changing, and I mean, if you have a big wardrobe to gap all of the styles and the things that go in and out of fashion, then your wardrobe's actually kind of small because you only have so many of each.
Well, yeah, and I
You
feel
know.
like if I had that many clothes, I'd almost feel obligated to go out and wear them.
Yeah,
I just
that's true
don't
too.
want to do that.
That's true too. Yeah.
Because why have all those clothes if you can't,
Well,
if you don't have anywhere to wear them?
Yeah. Same.
You know,
Yeah.
but I can drive my nice car anywhere, everywhere, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like a Lamborghini, but like
absolutely not.
the car that you want that's nice.
Like right now, it's a Range Rover. Like that's
those are cool. Yeah,
that's my that's
like your goal.
yeah, that's my goal car right now. All right. Hear good news first or hear bad news first?
Bad news first.
Yeah, same.
Why?
Because I'd rather transition from bad to good than be left on a bad note.
It's a totally different reason than why I would pick it.
Really? What's yours?
Mine is my anxiety. Like if I know that there's bad news, I would rather hear it first and get it over with so that I can process it and move on than dread hearing about it afterwards. Like,
So
you know
you're
what I mean?
essentially going to ruin the good news anyway because you're thinking about the bad news that's coming.
Correct. I'm
Got
not
it.
going to be able to pay attention. I'm not going to be able to really appreciate it or enjoy it because I know that there's something else coming.
That's fair. That's
So
totally
for
fair.
me, it's more a matter of if I hear that first and then I can process it and move on and whatever, then it makes me a little bit more open to the good news because I need that. But so it's kind of similar to yours, but like not.
Yeah. No, I get it. I definitely get it. All right, 3 more. Not be able to stop joking or not be able to stop being serious.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going with not being able to stop joking because first of all, that's kind of like who I am. I'm like a Chandler, but not quite as funny.
Yeah.
So I'm like my favorite line of the entire series is I'm not good with the advice. Can I offer us a sarcastic comment?
Yeah.
That's the motto of my life. So
See,
I
and I'm
don't
a
think I
mix
could be
of-
serious all the time.
I am a mix of
Monica?
Monica and Rachel. Like I like to be girly and go out and get dressed up and do things and be like social, but I'm also neurotic and my house doesn't have to be spotless, but that's not what I mean, but like I need to know who, what, where, when, why, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like very very yeah.
So you know who my combination is? Obviously there's Chandler. But my second one is I'm low-key Ross.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm also the actually person.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Totally.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. No, the second that you see it, I'm like, yeah. Like for sure.
Yeah.
I don't joking to me all the time gets really obnoxious. So I feel like I'd think I'm the serious one.
Here's the thing, though. Like I said, my jokes, first of all, they're not funny in the first place, so nobody's ever actually laughing. And half the time people are like, the fuck did she just say? Like, I don't even get it. I don't even understand what she's saying.
See,
so,
and then
like,
there's my husband who, like, everything's always a joke. Everything's always like, oh, this. And there are days where I'm like, just stop. It's not funny anymore. I love you. I'm not in the mood. And he'll be like, oh, I'm just joking around. I'm like, I get it. I know it. But I don't find it funny today. I don't have the patience for it. Just stop. Like, I think people just put up with me and they're like, and then they walk away. I don't. I mean, that's pretty much how you'll say them. You're like, okay, whatever. And then we just move on.
Yeah. Okay,
I've done that with you a time or two.
on.
Yeah, I've done that with you a time or two where I'm like, okay. And then we.
All right. So be healthy but look terrible, or be unhealthy but look amazing.
Look terrible how? Like my clothing?
I don't know.
Or like
it just says look terrible, ma'am.
Excuse me. I would rather look terrible on the outside and be healthy on the inside.
Same. Mine is because no matter what, I'm gonna look terrible anyway because I'm lazy. I do not do my hair. I do not do makeup. I don't do shit. So I'm gonna look like shit anyway. I might as well be healthy.
Right?
Yeah.
See, and for me, like, I mean, even if you look terrible, there's always somebody, like, as long as you don't care what you look like, that's all that matters. So
I really don't.
I know.
That's why you love me.
Yep.
All right. Last one. Lose your hearing or lose your sight.
I'd rather lose my hearing.
What's your reasoning?
Because I just don't know that I could not see all the beauty, not just flowers and stuff, but like my children, my husband, someday grandbabies. Like, yes, it would be great to hear them, but you can still communicate in a way that, is meaningful. If I didn't see anything, it would be so hard. I cannot imagine not knowing what my children look like and not, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather be able to see them than hear them.
I get where you're coming from. I don't obviously have the same exact reason because I don't have kids, but I'm going to go with hearing as well. Losing my hearing because I don't want to, there's a lot of awful sounds out there. I'd rather not have to hear those awful sounds and in turn not hear anything. It would be very peaceful, I think, in my head. Although that could be a catch-22 because if there's no sound, if I can't hear anything, do I still hear the voices in my head?
Right. And when you can't hear,
do you have voices in your head?
No hearing at all? Or is it like some people who, like, they can hear vibrations and noises, but they just can't, like, make out different sounds and they don't know what, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, are we talking, like, completely deaf, no noise at all? Or are we talking I can't hear as in there's just no distinguishable, difference between your voice and the next person's voice? And you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. 'Cause, yeah, I really would love to talk to a deaf person and see if they have voices in their head. Do they hear voices in their head because they don't know what voices sound like?
That internal monologue, yeah. Like, do they have that?
I also heard that 30 to 50% of, I think it's 30 to 50, I don't know. Anyway, there is a large group of at least half the population does not have an internal dialogue. Have you heard that?
What?
Yeah. And
How is that possible?
Thank you. I'm like, so there's absolutely nothing going on between your ears?
Oh my God. Like right now I'm sitting here going, I still have to get this done. I have to do that. I have to do this. Oh my gosh. Here's this. I have to be done here in a little bit because I need to go upstairs. I need to there's a how?
Mine is I'm having conversations in my head that either have already happened and I'm like reliving them and saying, okay, what could I have said? Or here's a conversation I know is coming. Here's what I'm gonna like.
Or like you dream of what a conversation would look like if you talk to a specific person. Like, oh, if I met this person, this is what I would talk about. This is what I would say. And like, oh my God, yes.
So that's apparently normal. There's like 50% of the people that either they're lying and they say they don't and they do, or they actually don't. And I want to know how that fucking works. We might have to talk
Probably
to
all the guys. It's all men.
That's fair. That's fair.
There's no way any woman out there.
If
does
there's
not
any
have-
woman out there that doesn't have an internal dialogue, please
Yes.
write in. I want to talk to you. I'd love to talk to you.
I would be
Please.
so curious
Yeah.
to
So-
what that even sounds like.
Yeah. So that said, shoot us in the email, ginnyandamypodcast@gmail.com. GINNYANDAMY podcast@gmail.com.
You can also reach out to us on Instagram at Bitching Siblings Podcast. That is it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great week.
Yes.
Hopefully next week we will not be bitching. Oh, we're not. We're doing pranks.
Yes.
That's it.
That's right. All right.
We need to probably write that down somewhere so we don't forget.
Yeah, probably. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.